he will. He's done it again.
Quick conversations with King Drew Millions. Quick conversations with King Drew Millions. Quick conversations with King Drew Millions.
Quick conversations with King Drew Millions.
Let's chop it up.
What's happening, family? Welcome to another episode of Quick Conversation with King Drew Millions. It's your boy, Mr. Quick.
And I'm King Drew Millions. And this episode is brought to you by the Professional Brand, where we always keep it P, and the House, where visions get elevated.
And as you already know, on this podcast, we try to bring you the most information from some of the best people that you ain't never heard of and some that you have. And tonight, we got one of my hood superstars, you know what I'm saying, representing Backstreet's finest. You know what I'm talking about, Sam Wilson.
Yes, sir.
My boy Earl, you know what I'm saying,
sir.
a.k.a. Pooh,
Yes,
a.k.a.
sir.
Pooh Diddy, depending on where you know I'm from, man.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Welcome my boy to the show, baby.
Yeah,
I
man,
appreciate it. I
what's up?
appreciate y'all for having me, man.
Yeah,
It's a
man.
pleasure. It's all ours, dog, for
Yeah.
real, man.
Yes, sir.
In the presence of greatness.
Hey, for sure. Before we even get started, man, I just want to shake your hand and thank you for coming on here with us. Y'all, it's been a year. I've been trying to get this man to come on here for a whole year, man.
This
And,
my Gato, man.
Hey,
As you
man.
can see, I'm here now.
We have a lot of phone conversation. I'm like, bro, you got to come on here and put this knowledge to the world.
Nah, for
You
real.
know-
What they say, better late than never. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So,
Well, we're gonna dig off into it, man. Let's learn about the Backstreet legend, man. You know what I'm saying? Let them boys know you come from a legacy of real ones that's been doing it, man. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah. So typically what I do, bro, is I start off at the beginning, bro. So I'm going to do my usual.
Mhm.
Where you from?
Fifth Ward, Backstreet, to be exact. Some people might consider me from Lowndes, you know. My mom and my dad, I was back and forth. You know, my mom's side from Lowndes, my daddy's side from Backstreet.
Okay.
But of course, I was on Backstreet the longest, the most.
So that's
I learned the most at. So
that's where
why
you
I
and
know.
him got a connection. Yeah. So I ain't from Backstreet, so I'm gonna let y'all have this.
Shoot, off camera, we already shared a few stories, you know what I'm saying? Talking about that legendary tree, you know what I'm saying, on
Right.
Sackowitz, you feel me? Which is my block. You know what I'm saying? A lot of knowledge got passed through that tree, you know what I'm saying? Especially by a cat named Jarvis, man. Lord rest his soul. You know what I'm saying? COVID took him out, you know what I'm saying? And Jarvis, you know what I'm saying, had the opportunity of sharing some game with this young man. I just want to know what kind of game did Jarvis put you on?
Oh man, a lot. You know, I mostly used to ask him a lot of questions about my old man that, you know,
Yeah.
stuff that I didn't know. He really just confirmed a lot of stuff for me, you know, that other people had told me. I just like to ask, I was asking him questions to just, you know, pick his brain and stuff like that. So,
Yeah. Did he tell you old man was GP?
oh man,
And now, man, general purpose, man, that mean good people, man. You know what I'm saying? For real.
that's all I ever hear about him, you know. Like I never heard, you know, some people compare him to, like, man, it's a friend I never had, you know. So
Nah,
So
real
what's
talk.
one thing Jarvis told you about your old man that you was like, wow? Like what was the wild one? Like something that he told you?
well, he didn't really tell me nothing I didn't already know.
Okay,
But he just was just saying how genuine of a dude he was. Like you know, a lot of people would never meet somebody like him, you know, probably ever again in life, you know. So
Nah, for real. Throwing barbecues in the hood, all
Right,
that. Real talk. His old man really put on for back.
So for the people that don't know, because who is your old man? Like what's the situation with that?
Earl, you know, every day.
Mhm.
Few people know him. Mainly call him Earl, and you know, he was a legend in our area for sure.
Mhm.
No, I'm not just saying that because that's my old man, but it's like,
The streets talk.
yeah, right.
Right. So once again, so we know because we from the land,
Yeah.
but for the people, so what's the story? So yo,
If you feel comfortable.
if you
saying
feel
it.
Nah,
comfortable
for
with
sure.
sharing, what's the story of your old man as far as why we have to speak of him in this way.
Okay, well, unfortunately, he was murdered, tragically murdered or whatever. And the day after my 8th birthday, and our life changed drastically after that. Went from kind of feeling like you're on top of the world. I was spoiled up until that point. But after that, it was, seeing my mama struggle for, years.
So was it like a drastic change? So how old was he once again? How old?
He was 33.
No, I'm saying, I mean, my bad. How old were you when your father passed away?
Oh, I was 9. He passed my birthday May 15th. He died May 16th.
So your father was in your life and doing his thing, and then he got murdered at 9. So before that, you was good. You had everything. You ain't want for nothing. And then all of a sudden, he got murdered, and then it just started going downhill. So how was that transition? Like, what effect did it play on you?
Man, that's really when up until that point, like my mama always told me, always had me instilled in me to pray. And it really kicked in during that time. I don't even think I would have made it, after that, if it wasn't for, my faith and stuff like that from God, basically. Because, just like I say, everything changed drastically. My mama couldn't, we stayed in a nice townhome, on the southwest side of town. Just seeing her go through the things she went through, man, it was bad. I wouldn't wish that on nobody. We wasn't prepared for it at all. Not even a little bit. So
foundation was real from up under you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, but what's your greatest memory that you have of your father?
Man, just showing me what a real dad, just I'm gonna say this, man. He bought me a go-kart for Christmas. And a lot of dudes, especially, my cousins, we wasn't fortunate to get that type of stuff,
Right.
So when he brought it to me, in front of everybody or whatever, we were just sharing it or whatever. So that was one of the things I remember.
That monumental, because I always wanted a go-kart, but my T-lady didn't want to buy me one because she said from a story that my daddy told them, they ran into the highs with the go-kart. So she was like, nah, I just know you gonna do something. You don't need that. You know what I'm saying? So man, I can only imagine the fun that you had, you feel me? But I will say this, man, your old man was a cool dude, man.
Appreciate
you know what I'm saying? Real talk. I'm a couple of years older than you. So I had a little bit more experience with him as far as seeing him as a person.
So you actually met him?
Yeah, he always used to holler at me, you know what I'm saying, when I was walking down that way. Cause one thing about it, man, it ain't number 3 streets on Back Street. Once you pop off of Lockwood, you got Chew, Sam Wilson, and Sackwoods. You know what I'm saying? And my great grandmother used to always tell me, don't go down there to them apartments on Sam Wilson. I don't want to see you down there. It ain't nothing but some trouble.
Yeah.
So I always have to cut by his people highs to go to the store, even though it was just one more block to get to R&B was a whole lot faster. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's where we come from. That's how we built the way we built. You know what I mean? For real.
Man, why?
Honestly, I find myself doing a lot of stuff that, he used to do as far as just giving back. And man, I'm always looking for ways to, I could be in a gas station right now and behind somebody, a woman or whomever, just seeing them put $5 in their tank and stuff like that, I'd be like, nah, here you go. Give them a little more and stuff like that. And those are the things people have always told me, like my dad used to do or whatever. So,
nah, that's live. I mean, and I'm sure that go a long way.
How did that impact you as a father? First of all, do you have children?
Oh man, 11.
Yes,
sir.
Boy, you been busy, my boy.
Different women, man. Some people don't believe it because of my age, but yeah, man, most of them was in high school.
How old were you? So this a whole nother. How old were you when you had your first child?
16.
You was 16, so you was in the 9th grade,
Right. No, 10th.
10th grade.
Yeah.
You was still a kid,
Yep.
man.
But see, let me tell you how that kind of went. My mama, you know, I'm the only boy and I'm the oldest. So she didn't really, you know how like me calling myself having a girlfriend and stuff. I get it. She just wanted me to stay focused. So a lot of the stuff I was doing, I was being rebellious or whatever, you know. She wouldn't let no girls come over, none of that. You know, she wouldn't have, and now I understand why I had, you know, sisters in the house, you know. So it's a respect thing or whatever. And, you know,
You was the only boy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing but women.
Yeah.
Just, you know what I'm saying?
That's all, you know the women.
Yeah, 100%.
How did it feel? Cause see, I still ain't got no children. How it feel to have 11 people depend on you? You know what I'm saying? As far as like for guidance, you know what I'm saying? For finances, for emotional stability. How you able to spread yourself thin like mustard like that, man?
Fake, bro. God. Like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no, I mean, I'm be honest with y'all. Of course, when I first started having kids, I didn't, you know, I wasn't financially stable then. And, you know, it was rough. It was real rough.
Yeah, you was 16.
Yeah. I'm saying with the women, you know, they was not understanding.
But they were the same age as you.
Exactly.
So ain't nobody financially stable.
You know, and it's like it was rough, man. It was real rough, you know.
So like did you graduate?
Yeah.
So when you graduated, how many kids did you have?
By that time, man, if I'm honest, by 5, bro.
Okay. Now let me ask you, was that just, okay, because you said you was being rebellious. Was that just being reckless, or was you just like, kind of just like, man, okay, I rock with Lil Mama, and it was just, you was in the moment and it happened like that, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I know a lot of our listeners, you know what I'm saying, they out here thugging, doing their thing with the ladies or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, was it your plan to have kids like that? Because some people want kids.
Right. Nah, it wasn't, bro. I ain't finna sit here and lie. It wasn't at all.
Yeah.
That's why I say just being rebellious, you know, sneaking, trying to, you know, hurry up and do something.
Yeah.
And
I ain't gonna lie though, like I don't know if the kids nowadays do it, but I know we did it for sure. But you are walking like I know, like for us, I'm like, dang, she fine. I'll put a baby in her. But
yeah, I say that. I say that, but I still take the proper precautions.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
right,
talking about? I learned that stroke pattern real. Hold on.
I done had a few, I'm like, and I done knocked them off, but I'm like, man, she fine. But then when it get to that moment, I'm like, yeah, let me go. But you really was like, nah, facts. Like, that's me right there.
Thank God for that depot shot, because I have me a few of them running around myself.
I ain't gonna lie though, but I that's how I knew you before I knew you, because of you end up talking to some of the women that I went to school with.
Right.
And and they be like, but I didn't know you.
Yeah.
And they be like, oh, this is such and such baby mama. Yeah. I'm like, what? You know, and never knowing that you was as solid as you was and we'll be cool later in life. But like, you was known around like, hey man, Pooh cool, he player, he this, he that, da 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 da. But
I always have been, man. You know, people, especially when I started having a lot of kids, I feel like, you know, people judge you off of that, you know, for sure. That's one of the first things people say about me when, you know, you hear, because there's nothing else to say, you know, so it's all good though.
So I guess my question is, so you continue. So when you meet a chick and they ask, do you be honest with them? You're like, man,
yeah,
like, hey, I got, you know, I confidently, like,
hey, if he gonna be around his kids, they gonna naturally know, you know.
I mean, nah, because you got some people lie.
But it don't make sense, bro. You can't hide stuff like that. You know, it's no, and then especially how things are now, it ain't. All the person got to do is go to your social media or, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't hide nothing like that, man. Like, at all.
I mean, you got some people, they'll lie, just fake it. But like, I respect the people who like, hey, this me. That's what I got going on. Either you rock with it or you don't.
Nah, really.
Because I don't care what I got going on in life. I tell everybody either you rock with me or you don't.
Right.
So whatever reckless activity I got going on, even when I used to ride, people get in the car. Hey, you get in my car, I got this, and this going on.
Yeah.
If you ride, we riding. If you say, hey, I don't want to ride, cool, no problem.
Nah, real talk.
So
That's how I gotta be though. Everything understood don't need to be discussed. And if you already know how I'm moving, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm gonna catch you when I come back, you know what I'm saying? Slide through the hood or whatever. I'm just come back and come holler at you. You don't need to ride with me, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm doing my thing.
yeah, nah.
For real.
You good for that, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
He like, Drew, you want to ride with me? I go, ooh, nah, I think I'm gonna chill tonight. All right.
For real. I mean, that
Yeah.
transparency, bro, because it's not gonna be up for discussion if them folk get behind us and they like, well, what's this? And who? Hey, everything in here on me, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Don't even talk to them about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you need to do your job. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. That's just
So was you driving at that time or what?
Actually, I wasn't. And I think a lot of stuff I was doing, because my dad, when it happened to him, he left some vehicles behind.
Man, why you ain't never fix up that lag, bro? Why you ain't never fix up that lag, bro?
Nah, for sure, huh?
That mug was clean, man.
For sure.
Boy got a lack he
Bro,
sitting on.
nah, because they had it under a tarp for the longest, bro.
Yeah.
It was literally under a tarp for the longest. And I still be like, dang, man, that mud, they're ready to be slayed. For real. So why you never, you know what I'm saying?
I had got it from, because my auntie, may God rest her soul, she passed away a little bit after this too. She really was upset at me because I took it upon myself to get it from back there when she was at work but it was more so like a surprise.
Yeah.
It had been sitting back there since forever. Old school 1966 Cadillac Fleetwood. So when she went to work, I started seeing a little change. I got it towed from over there. And when she came home and seen it, it was gone. She did the fool. And we always been close. That was actually because my daddy have 9 sisters, but he was real close to her as well.
Right.
But she was upset at me, and a little while after that, she passed away. We wasn't even talking, so yeah.
That's crazy. And you know what I'm saying? Like, really, bro, I can resonate with that, man, because oftentimes we let little small disputes like that carry over, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I had some disputes with my aunts, you know what I'm saying, over the years.
Course of time.
Yeah, man. And I think, I don't want to say I took it more personal than anything because of the actions. And you can't credit somebody else's actions. You can't put your mindset on them. You know what I'm saying? How you will react to a certain situation or whatever. But like with it ending like it did, do you ever feel like, dang, I wish I would have said this to her, or I wish I would have expressed this to her just to let her know, man, regardless of what that was more so of a sentimental value. You know what I'm saying? That was my father's. You know what I'm saying? To have that conversation. Do you wish you had that conversation?
Yeah, and I wish I would have attended her services during that time, man. I was gambling real, real bad. And I think when they had her services, I was at the casino or whatever, got caught up, losing my money and like, I'm finna get this back real quick. Then I'm gonna head back.
Yeah.
Missed her funeral, so regret that too, or whatever. But that's something, man, that
Yeah, just young and moving. So where you graduated from?
Wheeling. Well, actually, bro, I take that back. I didn't. I actually went to, like, my senior year, I went to jail, for 10 months or whatever. I was done, but I didn't get a chance. I went to jail a week before prom, so I missed that and graduation.
And you went to jail a week before your prom?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, man.
And I didn't
Can't never get that
so
back.
I never got that experience. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
Like, that almost happened to me on Crane and Russell.
Yeah, nah.
When I had the little trap spot on Crane and Russell. loud corner that joint, man, and I was like, God, dog, this is over. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna have a chance to, you know what I'm saying, really show the world what I'm really made of. You know what I'm saying? Because at that time, man, we writing our own story. We hear stories from our legacy, our parents, and all that, and you try to do your own thing. So I can only imagine how that made you feel. You know what I'm saying? Especially considering you had what, 5 kids?
Yep.
So wait, you did 10 months?
Yeah, I did 10 months, bro. At a boot camp like YMAC or whatever. So it wasn't by the grace of God, you know, no felony situation, nothing like that, no prison time. But they sent me off to, you know, YMAC or whatever. And they told me they would come pick me up in like 2 weeks. But I was in the county for like 4 months, and then you have to go over there for 6 months. And when I got over there, you know, they have a zero tolerance for us fighting and stuff. And, you know, as soon as I got over there, I made a statement or whatever, you know. So by the grace of God, I didn't, after that happened, I didn't get sent back because you had to start all over again. So.
So did they let you get your diploma? Like you was good?
Nah, I actually got my GED in YMAC, and I was tutoring people. And
you were tutoring people?
Yeah, for sure.
So,
dang, that's live.
So considering what had transpired at that time in your life, and knowing how drastic it was, did you reoffend, or did you like do a 180 and try to flip it?
I did a 180, bro. But I honestly think that it was, man, the grace of God. Just, I didn't get in no more trouble after that, really. Like, you know, so it was just a blessing, you know.
So got slapped on the wrist and was like, I ain't gotta do this no more.
Yeah. I wasn't. I mean, cause you got to think, man, whether it's boot camp, prison, whatever, when you're away, man, you can't do nothing for nobody. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't know how nobody else look at it, but not only I ain't have my kids, I had my mama and my sisters, you know, so.
Right.
Like.
So one thing I want to know, when did Team Living pop out? That's yeah, cause y'all boys was making some noise in the city, man, for a good little old minute. Was it when you came home? Was it while you was still in school? You know what I'm saying? Or did that come later on?
That came later on. Like we probably, I want to say a little bit after the program, after going to YMAC or whatever, a few years after that, we you know, kind of started that, got that going or whatever.
That's what's up. Nah, for real. If y'all was going to any parties in the early 2000s, y'all seen some boys doing their thing, man, 9 times out of 10, this man right here was the foundation of that. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Man,
you know about them parties.
And honestly, man, to be honest with y'all, it's funny because with that, what I was trying to create was what we watching here today, you know, BMF or whatever, but like something like that, a movement like that, where, you know, a bunch of brothers just, you know, doing their thing or whatever, you know, getting money doing their thing. So that's what that was about.
Right.
So would you consider that your first business venture?
Nah, I wouldn't say that. That was more so just, you know, me and the homies just putting a name to, you know,
what y'all had going on.
Right.
Got you. I mean, everybody had cliques back then. I mean, that's what Houston culture is. We don't really have, we have gangs, but in Houston, we talked about that on one of our older podcasts. Like we really known for hoods and cliques. Like we'll have big boy clique, little money clique, clique, like more over gangs. Like we might have a few gang bangers that's really heavy on that, but people out here be riding for they hoods and they cliques. But my question is, like, when did you come up with, so after you went to that program, and then you got your GED, then you got out of that, at what point did you become Pooh Diddy?
When, man, a few years, it was years after that, honestly, because you have to think, when I got that program, when I went, I was 18. So when I got out, you know, I was still 18. I was almost 19 now. And I didn't, you know, still right after high school or whatever, young, I was trying to figure out how I'm gonna get me some money. So that was probably 5-6 years after that, you know.
Oh, so you were just finding, after you got out the program, you were just finding your way. So I know. So what was your business venture then? What did you jump into after that point? When you got out, got your GED, what did you?
Man, if I'm honest with y'all, you know, I reconnected with some because my earlier part of my life, you know, I was a womanizer. You know, that's why to this day I really don't like or care for women to buy me gifts. You know what I'm saying? I used to charm women, let them basically take care of me. And, you know, my mama told me, son, you know why things ain't going for you? Because you know better. Like, that's not, man is supposed to provide. So, you know, when I got out of that program, I was kind of leaning on, you know, female or whatever to take care of me or whatnot. And that's what I was doing for, you know, a year or two. Like you say, just trying to find my way or whatever. But that definitely, you know, ain't, like, I don't recommend, like, even if I can speak to a young man to this day, like, man.
Yeah, what would you tell a young man right now that's on something that like that?
That ain't player. You know what I'm saying? Nothing about it.
And it's crazy how sometime in our community, you know what I'm saying, we are kind of brainwashed into thinking like that's the way to go, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's player, you know what I'm saying? I'm pimping, you know what I'm saying? But in our actuality, you know what I'm saying, the man is supposed to be the foundation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He the head of the household. If we going as far as, you know what I'm saying, like a biblical stance, is God, man, then woman and children. You know what I'm saying? So the man's supposed to stand on 10 toes and lead the rest of the household.
100%.
Right. I mean, but it sounds like a learning curve, because I ain't gonna lie, like, even back then when I was that age, like, even he know, like I would go somewhere if the chick wasn't paying or giving me money, I literally like throw a fit. Like, I don't want to be here. But now I'm like, man, that was childish, bro. Like,
I think we all went through it, man. Cause I mean, you gotta think, man, rest in peace, Pimp C, you feel me? He was putting it in our face, you know what I'm saying? This was happening, you know what I'm saying? And oftentimes, even with music, you know, a person is living a double life, because as far as entertainment is concerned, you know, he is Pimp C. But you had Chad Butler, who was taking care of his family.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
And see, we didn't know that. Like, now how everything is kind of social media put on the table, we looking up to these people. We just see what we see.
Yeah.
We don't know these people personally. So I'm like, he's living that life.
Yeah.
He's doing that. That's like, you can't tell me. So yes, like, I just really thought back then, I'm like, I ain't giving a woman nothing. Yeah. I'm not a trick. I'm not a loser. I'm not a this. I'm not a lame.
Well, see, that's what, like he said, man, in the black community, you know, especially growing up in impoverished neighborhoods, people make you feel like you're a trick for being a provider. Like, make it make sense.
That's crazy.
Same thing with, you know, women. Like, on my platform, I speak up for the women. I seen my mama go through it. So some dudes might not even, you know, man, this nigga here tripping. You know, I read a book, you know, the book by Steve Harvey, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. The man giving away all the games men play in the book. And that's basically kind of what I do sometimes on my, you know, platform, my social media, you know, if you pay attention or whatever. And some people might disagree, but I don't care about that. I'm for what's right. You know what I'm saying? So,
nah, for real.
Hold on, I just want to let you. You said a lot, bro. Like,
nah, seriously.
I want to go back real quick and let this just sit for a minute.
I mean,
he said we was taught that tricking. What you said?
Yeah, like, taking care of women is tricking.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like,
boy, people will have a kid, have some children. I ain't giving her nothing. That's your baby mama.
Nah, for real.
I ain't giving her nothing. That's your wife.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? How you get to the point where you don't want to take care of the ladies that you've created responsibilities with? Like
I think that's something we really do need to change in our community. But all the time, bro, I think that there is a propaganda on that as well, because I think I just shared it with you on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Black fathers are the most present fathers, you know what I'm saying, of all nationalities, despite the fact that we take up 80% of the population that's incarcerated. You know what I'm saying? But the fathers that are in their children's life, they are there for the most part. You know what I'm saying? And then we got to take into consideration like the old relationships. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep my kid away from you because I really want to be with you, and it didn't go my way. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people going through that. And that's one thing I want to ask, you know what I'm saying? Do you and your baby mamas have like a good relationship as far as like co-parenting with all of them?
Man, honestly, bro, it just got like that recently. And I still have a couple who, because mind you, I have 9 baby mamas. So I still have a couple that, you know, we don't have a good relationship at all. Yeah. And I try to, you know, mend that. I'm like, man, come on. What are we doing? But, you know, I guess things that I did when I was a lot younger wasn't as mature and stuff that you can't, people have to learn to let go of the past. Right. You know what I'm saying? You can't change that at all. At all. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and those are the things that I try to, you know, tell the ones that like, hey man, look, but it don't go nowhere, you know? Cause at the end of the day, I learned just from our situation how important a child need both parents.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff that I've mentioned, I know for a fact that I went through that because I didn't have a father figure. My mama couldn't teach me. Goes back to the question you asked me about, hold on, man, you got a lot of kids. I'm not justifying, but I didn't have a man to have that conversation with. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. As far as, hey man, it's essential to protect yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Even though we know, but just having that conversation with a man, like, you know, it's okay to do your thing, but make sure, you know, it ain't it ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? And
for real.
I try to stress that to my sons to this day, just how blessed they are to have, you know, and sometimes I see them doing little things where they're trying to, they got a gray head on their shoulder, but sometimes, you know, people, I don't know why, man, even in our community, sometimes kids want to make it feel like or seem like they got it out the mud, you know?
Nah, for real.
And it's, man, I don't know what's up with that. Like,
I think it's that when you make it to the top, that story of the struggle, it's a cool backstory. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, I came from nothing. You know what I mean? Like all the movies that we watched, as far as like mobsters and all that type of stuff, they come from extreme poverty situations and end up running the city. You know what I'm saying? Like even Scarface, you know what I'm saying? He came from nothing, an immigrant from Cuba, came to, you know what I'm saying, Florida, started really doing this thing. And I think that's another thing that I really dislike about our community, bro. We are so set in a certain time frame of our history, bro, that really don't mean nothing.
Right.
Because, bro, we really put the 80s on a pedestal. You know what I'm saying? But that was a real demise of the black community, bro. That whole crack epidemic, bro. Had that not happened, bro, man, because from the 60s and 70s, you know what I'm saying, after the civil rights movement, you know what I'm saying, yeah, we lost Martin Luther King, we lost Malcolm X, we lost Marcus Garvey, you know what I'm saying, we lost all these monumental people that was teaching and leading, and then here we come with this crack epidemic. I mean, well, in between that, you know what I'm saying, gangs had popped up because after the Black Panther Party, you know what I'm saying, you had the Crips or the Cribs or whatever, you know what I'm saying, the Avenues and the Bloods and all that. They were supposed to be the pillars in the community that was supposed to be directing, but they ended up falling into other things, you know what I'm saying? But in my opinion, I think the most wealth that we've seen in our community came within the 80s during that crack epidemic. And we still to this day look up to that decade of time. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's really leading us down the wrong path, because you got kids like, listen, you can listen to what Roddy Ricch say. We trapping like the 80s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we trying to gain some time back.
Yeah.
That wasn't even really, you know what I'm saying? No time to really just be shining off.
There's so much that happened since then.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know, bro. What you think about it?
Now, I'm with you on that. You know, I just think as, you know, me, I like to lead by example, man.
Yeah.
And we have to just reprogram, you know, our thinking. And we got to unlearn a lot of stuff, man. You know, like with me, I try not to watch or listen to too many things.
Keep going.
I try not to watch or listen to too many things that you know, don't pour into me and make me, you know, a better man, better person. You know, serve the person that, you know, the man that I'm, you know, trying to become or whatever. But
let me ask you this: since you say the man you become, did you see yourself where you are now when you were young? Because sometimes we have epiphanies or premonitions like, man, I know I'm gonna do this in life. I know I'm gonna be here in life. Did you always know that you were gonna be successful?
100%. Throughout, no matter what I went through, like even in school, when I was going through what I was going through, and it's just humbly speaking, like I was, you know, anybody that know me will tell you I was a great basketball player, but I couldn't focus on that. My mind, like me not having that goes back to what I was just saying as far as with my, you know, how blessed my sons and stuff is.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to experience having my dad in the stands. So when I knew I didn't have that, I didn't really, you know, care to like keep up with, like I didn't, and that was a dream that I had, and I feel like I could have, you know, definitely seen it through. But by me not having them present, I didn't really, you know, care to stay focused or whatever.
So would you consider that like you having a survivor tactic? Like, okay, I know I need to do this about my lifestyle in order for my children to experience something different from what I had.
It was that, and having worried about my mama.
Okay.
You know, so yeah, definitely a survival. Goes back to me saying I was the only, you know, boy. So I feel like it was my, you know, job to become the man of the house, you know, seeing our lights and stuff off, you know, at a young age. So it was like, man, I need to do something, you know?
Nah, for real. And there ain't nothing wrong with that, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but, and that brings up another point that I would like to. Did your mom ever tell you that you were the man of the house?
We never had that conversation.
Okay.
You know, we never had that conversation.
Yeah. Did you feel that way?
Oftentimes in our community, bro, especially with a lot of these single moms, they tell their sons that you the man of the house, you my king and all this. No, he's a prince.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you raising him to be someone else's king. You know what I'm saying? And that's where that Oedipus complex that was in Baby Boy. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, this ain't your woman. This my woman. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Did you feel like you had that position to play?
Yeah,
like,
I did.
Even though she didn't tell you that,
that
like,
was more so of me for sure. She never put that burden on, made me feel like it was my, you know, assignment or none of that to like step up, and it was never nothing like that. It was more so of me just, you know, seeing her going through what she was going through or whatever. So like if you pay attention, bro, like if a person really know me, you like, even for like Mother's Day, giving back and stuff like that, that's just me, again, seeing what my mama went through, just having a soft spot for women, knowing how hard it is on them. You know, it's hard on us too as Black men for sure, but, you know, just single mothers.
I don't know. I'll tell you, this kind of like I'm going to jump into it. It's kind of in what we talking about, but I got to discuss this. Like, I remember when I seen him post online, was it 40,000 or 30 when you paid off your child support?
40,000.
Like, I ain't never heard nobody doing that. I don't know nobody personally. I got uncles. I got friends. I got partners want to go out the country. Can't go. Why you can't go? Man, I ain't got, like, at what point did you get to that level of maturity, that level of responsibleness? Like, at what point did you get to that where you was like, this is what I want to do. I'm going to do it. And how did you, like, what the fuck? like, do you not real talk? Do you know somebody? Like, I know people that owe $5,000 in child support, not paying it. I'm like, why you ain't up it, man? Not paying it.
Man,
They be upset with the baby mamas oftentimes because some women do it out of spite. You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, okay, well, you ain't gonna want to be with me. Okay, I'm finna put you on child support. But see, this what I don't understand. Why somebody gotta make you take care of your child? You know?
I don't know. I just want to know how
I've
did
been on
that
child
work?
support since I was 18, and I didn't have no money. So
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because you had kids
Now,
young.
she know you ain't got money like that. Why would she even put you on child support?
Because her mama told her to do it.
I don't know how it went, but I
don't know. I'm just talking. I don't know these people.
Yeah, we don't necessarily know if her mama told
I don't
her
know
that,
you.
know
I'm
what
just
saying?
throwing something. I just don't see how 2 16, 17, 18-year-old have a baby and then he 18 graduate child
Nah, but
support.
that's different than something that plagues our community, bro.
Man,
you know what I
Boosie
mean?
said that, in a song.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you're a child on child support.
That's
Nah, for
crazy.
real. Man, I can't fathom that.
Me neither.
I mean, I went through my little old pregnancy scale one time, and I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I was really taking some drastic measures. You know what I'm saying? Going off in these stores, doing stuff I wasn't supposed to.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Up and down that highway, doing stuff I know I ain't had no business doing. You know what I'm saying? Only to provide the morsel of a lifestyle that my father provided for me.
Mhm.
And if you already know, man, I've been fresh since day one. So I already knew I wanted my seed to be fresh from day one. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about baby had polos and Nikes and everything.
Yeah, so how did you get to that point? What
made you just really go ahead and put
explain
your big boy
this to
drawers
me?
on?
Yeah.
As far as paying the child support.
Yeah, did you do it
'Cause
all at one
it's
time?
somebody out there can learn from you.
No,
bro.
it wasn't all at one time. It was in increments.
Okay.
Oh, you just making payments.
Yeah.
But you
big
successfully
payments, chopping it down by the grace of God. Man, one thing about me, I never let no obstacle stop me from nothing, that like it don't matter the obstacle, at all, bro. Because when you pray, when you pray, you know what I'm saying? Like God not gonna, like they say, he's not gonna put more on you than you can bear, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if this situation was gonna hinder me, he wouldn't have allowed it to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's one of them things where you gotta pray. Then after that, you gotta go grind and put the work in, because faith without works is dead. So
Nah,
it
for
was
real.
just
preach.
And that word right there, faith,
Mm.
it say faith the size of a mustard seed.
Just
You know
little.
what I'm saying?
Mm.
And if you ever seen the size of a mustard seed, man, it will surprise you how small it is, but that's all the faith you need to have in a man above that'll carry you where you want to be in life.
100%.
Well, I commend you on that, man.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. When I think you posted it, and I think you told me too. And
And then to be honest with you, bro, I seen the kind of money I was losing gambling. So I'm like, you know what?
I could pay. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes
Because
all
I
the sense in the word.
I really was spinning my wheels for about a good decade, bro. Because I never got into like drinking and drugging. That never been my thing, but gambling was my thing.
Mm.
And know what I'm saying? That's why I don't judge. I think everybody got something.
Yeah,
know what I'm
right.
saying?
Some vice. Some kind
Yeah,
of vice.
right, exactly.
Mhm.
And that was mine.
Yeah.
Of course, God took it away from me after, and it started from just shooting dice in my neighborhood. And funny story, I was known for shooting dice, but it got to the point where, I wasn't shooting no 40 or 60 or none of that. That was a waste of time for me. So, I used to shoot like you know, 200, 300. And then, you
like
know,
per roll?
yeah, everybody don't have it like that. So guess who do have it? The casino, you know. So that's how that came about.
Oh, so you wasn't even shooting in the streets no more. You went to the big dog.
Well, after, you know, I couldn't find nobody really.
You walking around.
I mean, shoot two.
Hey, shoot 300.
Shoot two, bet two. Come on, man. I'm finna lose 401, bro.
Like, man, get
But dudes used to, like, it's funny because dudes used to be like, man, come on, Pooh, man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You shutting the whole
you
night
tripping,
game,
man.
shoot 200, bet 200.
They
Like,
like
what
you
is
trying to
your
go
problem?
fast. Like, nah, we ain't trying to do. But see, my thing was, bro, I don't like shooting dice. You know what I'm saying? That long. You know how dudes
Yeah.
Okay,
shoot
I see
dice
what you're
all
saying.
night.
Yeah.
That ain't
for
my
real.
thing.
You like
know what
win
I'm
or
saying?
lose and
Yeah,
get
Yeah,
them out of
like
here.
nigga,
Yeah.
it don't make sense to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I finna win fast or I finna lose fast.
Either way it go, I done played the game.
So did that gambling mentality, I mean, well, that ability to want to take a risk, did that go off into your entrepreneurship?
100%.
Yeah.
Man, my tolerance for losing, bro, is like I have a high tolerance.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's
Like
crazy.
like I even
That's what make the best entrepreneur.
Yeah, real talk.
100%.
No
Like
risk, no reward though.
Mm-hmm.
like some people don't know I dibble and dabble in the stock market a little bit, but I don't. It's like, you know, like I say, I have a high tolerance.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, I can see my money down a little bit. I be
Right,
like, okay,
right.
shit, I've been down way more money than this before and other stuff.
You
So
done
That's how you
Hey, you done been down 40,000 on child support.
real talk. That came up out of that.
Paid that off.
Yeah.
Okay,
Real
next.
talk. So what business ventures are you experiencing? Are you putting your feet in right now?
Credit, bro. That's my
Credit.
thing. Yes, sir.
Oh man, something that we definitely need to know about in our community, man.
Right.
Is there any type of information that you would like to share with the public as far as credit concerned? Because in one podcast I said cash is king, credit is queen.
Mm.
You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
wow.
Mm.
Yeah. That queen on that chessboard, she got a lot
Yeah.
of crazy moves that she can make that you can't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So what's something that you would like to share with us? You know what I'm saying? Give them some game, bro.
I just feel like anything, man, you want to do in life, it starts with credit, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to go that route first, and it's not an overnight thing.
Yeah.
You know, anything you want to do, real estate, whatever, bro, just, you know, get your credit right.
Real
You know what I'm
talk.
saying? And the sky's the limit after that. You know, it opened up doors that, you know, like it just opened up other doors and opportunities, you know, that you wouldn't even think possible, you know, so.
So what made you like, what clicked in you? Were you like, this is what I need to, one, I need to fix my credit, and two, I need to help other people. Like, what got you to that point?
One of the things was child support getting my credit.
Oh, so it actually went on your credit.
Oh, it go on your credit for sure.
I ain't on it, so I don't know nothing
Yeah,
about it.
yeah.
So it hit your credit, and you was like, and it dropped it, I'm sure.
Yeah,
And
right.
it stopped a lot of stuff.
Yeah, well, see, people see that on your credit, and that's like, to me, that's equivalent to like having a jacket on your back, like somebody having a feeling of being a feeling or something.
It's showing you not being responsible.
Yeah.
You're not a
Right.
responsible or reputable person.
Correct.
So if you can't take care of your children, why should I loan you 10, 20, 30, 40,000?
100%.
Because I need to
Yeah.
take care of my children. No, I'm just
Unfortunately, they don't look at it like that.
Nah, real talk, real talk.
Nah, I already know.
And I think that's one of the biggest things in our community too. Man, I ain't gonna lie, the cards are stacked up against us in our communities. If you really just pay attention for what it is now, and I think that's one of the main reasons why we even came up with this podcast, to share information just like this instance right now, bro. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I got some decent credit, you know what I'm saying? And what made me kind of keep good credit, because my mom always told me, you know what I'm saying, you need to make moves as a man. And I messed up when I was 18. I got a credit card when I was working at the airport. And I ain't used the credit card, none at all, bro. And I ended up getting a bill, and I'm like, man, what is this bill for? But it was a membership fee. And I'm like, man, hold on. Y'all didn't tell me it was a membership fee. So it's a lot of things that we really don't know and really don't read as far as the fine print is concerned when it comes to the credit cards, the car loans, these apartments, because all that stuff go on your credit, man.
Yep.
So what you want to tell, like, because I know at this point, your following, you got people coming to you for it, you doing a good thing. So like, what you want to tell your customers or your clients, like, what do you want to put out there about your business, and like, what separates you from the other people? Like, what's your standpoint on how you structure your business and how you want to help the people?
Oh man, I care like more than they think I care, you know. I'm gonna go above and beyond for them. I give people reassurance all the time, you know, because they feel like, okay, once such and such paid, once this fee paid or whatever, do you is that just it? I'm like, nah, we not, you know, I don't operate like that. You know, I wanna see you, you know, I want us both to be satisfied you know, at the end of the day. I want I'm building a business to help people, bro. The money, the bread gonna be a byproduct of that, you know. When I take care of God's people, he gonna take care of me. So I'm not really worried about, you know, the bread or whatnot. So
Nah, you really don't, bro. Cause I seen a post. I think it was to the nature of you rather not do business with a person or something, you end up getting them their money back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's monumental. Cause
how that work?
ain't nobody trying to get no money back.
Cause you probably the only credit person I know that will give somebody their money back. Like, how that work?
Man, I get texts and calls. When I do stuff like that, I get all type of texts and calls and DMs and stuff like that. But people don't understand, man. You know, it's like your reputation precedes you. You know, you give somebody their money back. What can they say? What can they say about you? Like, this man got these items removed from my credit and gave me my money back.
So you giving people money back after you did the work.
Service.
What make you do that?
Man, I'll pay somebody to leave me alone, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, now I ain't gonna lie. My old man, I was going through a real bad little situation where he say, and it was money involved. He said, man, sometimes you just gotta spend that money for peace of mind.
You do, bro.
He say, spend that
so
money.
You just sleep better at night, all that, Drew. You gotta think, bro. Somebody could easily, which I'm not worried about none of that, but somebody could flip that, and you know, we all have sisters, brothers, daddies, cousins, uncles. Somebody could easily flip that around. Man, this dude, you know,
took my money and all that. So you basically clearing yourself of all the drama. Like, hey, you don't got like what I got
I'm
going on.
beating them at their own game. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
Yeah.
You know,
well, shoot, that'll get you a definitely an A+ with the BBB. better be in the bureau. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, see, my thing is, you know, I know who really see it, God, you know.
Yeah.
And he say he'll pay you back double for your trouble. So when I do that, you know,
that's hard.
It's like
pay you back double for your trouble.
Yeah, bro. You know the word. You gotta trust. You know, man. Look, I'm gonna send this back, and I don't know how it's gonna come back, but I trust that it is double, triple, whatever.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm not giving them their money back for that reason. I just know, you know, how God works. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they say, you see high and look low. So, you know, man, look.
Outside of the people asking for their money back, you have a lot of people that like are supporting you and not asking for their money back. You do have a lot of success stories. What is one of your like top success stories of someone that you done helped and it kind of touched your heart? Like, do you have one that just?
Nah, bro, because it's, you know, God just. I'm constantly amazing myself, you know, as far as just seeing people become homeowners, bro. You know, that never thought that they probably would ever, like, how, you know, that's my main thing, you know, because I'm seeing, like, at first it was just seeing people get them a new vehicle, but that's kind of, I ain't saying that is a nice accomplishment, but man, getting a home of your own is a huge one, you know. Paying out, just think, you know, just say if we paid $2,000, $2,500 for rent or whatever the case may be, you know, that's going to someone else. You get what I'm saying? You paying off somebody else's mortgage. You know what I'm saying? While they probably living somewhere, like, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
You building up equity for somebody else or whatnot. So
let me ask you this, because I just recently seen another post, you know what I'm saying? Within the Hispanic community, cats be teaching their sons at 4, 5 years old how to, you know what I'm saying, lay brick, how to do roof and shingles, you know what I'm saying, lay concrete. Are you teaching your sons this so they can take on the slack when you decide to do another business venture?
right.
Or are you giving them knowledge as far as credit concerned, you know what I'm saying, across the board?
Yeah, I definitely get them knowledge as far as credit, but also too, I try to not be like, I learned, bro, to not preach, you know, too much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Cause you can talk to someone today, you know, you can talk to someone till you blue in the face. If they ain't ready for it, they ain't ready for it, you know?
Yeah.
True.
It's a saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appear.
Yep. So I definitely try to give them game here and there, but a little bit at a time. Don't, you know.
So it's there if they need it.
Huh?
It's
Yeah,
there if they
100%.
need it. Yeah.
I mean, just think, bro, we all started off like he was just saying, he got a credit card at 18. You know, my oldest son, my two oldest is 18, well, one 18, my daughter 18, and my son, he about to turn 18 in July. But what I'm getting at is, man, I lost my train. What I'm getting at is, like, they can start free. Like, if I teach them now, you know, they ain't gotta go through what we went through, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? As far as trials and tribs or whatever, just
You get to cut it a decade in half.
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
what took you 10 years, you could teach them now, so they ain't got to wait to 28, 30 years old.
right.
To,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They can start early.
Would you ever put one of them as a credible person on your credit card in order for their credit to start?
yeah, what they call it. That's like the
I can't remember the exact term.
That's an
for it.
authorized user.
Yeah.
See, you already know what
piggy-
I'm talking about.
You piggybacking out. Man, that's what other races do.
Yeah.
Would you let them do that?
100%.
Yeah.
I think you have a low financial IQ when you don't.
Yeah.
Why only let one person benefit from your good payment history, good credit, like
Right.
with your credit card? Like, let's just say, you know, with us, like, it ain't got to be your son. You know, it could be a close friend. Because think about it, a lot of credit cards you can add or authorize, like, up to 10 authorized users on it.
I ain't know that. You can add more than one person. I thought it was only one.
No, it's multiple.
Oh, so I can add all my kids as an authorized user once they
Kids,
get
wife, mama, everybody. That's how other races kind of, you know.
And so each person benefit the same.
Yeah, they all get a card. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. A card gonna come for them. Y'all gotta keep that. Cause you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Giving them a card, they, you know,
Right.
they can go.
This
do
free
their
game
thing.
right now,
Nah,
man.
real
For
talk.
anybody out here that don't know this,
Yeah.
you know, this
Put
a
them down
little,
as an authorized user.
you could do up.
Shoot, when you think about it, man, sometimes our people, we end up messing up our kid credit, getting licensed their name and all
Come
this,
on,
that,
man.
and the third. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Kid come in the game with a 500 credit score.
Right.
Graduate.
But see, let me add this too. If you add somebody on your credit card, man, you know, I gotta add this because this is something we're not taught.
Yeah.
A lot of people get credit cards and just make the minimum payment. What they don't know is, you know, your statement, you have a statement date. That's when they report to the credit report agencies what your balance is. So a lot of people think just because they make the minimum payment, they in the green. It don't work like that. They penalize you for, you know, how much you using on your credit card or whatever. So by that statement date, you know, that balance needs to be paid off, because if it's not, that's gonna tank your score. You know what I'm saying? So you have to rinse and repeat that every month. And just to give you an example, if you have a you know, a $10,000 credit card or whatever, you know, the sweet spot is 10%. See, on Google, if you look right now and say, what should my credit card utilization be? It's gonna say 30%, but that's a mid. You know what I'm saying? So you supposed to keep your credit cards at 10% in order for your scores to increase month after month. So, you know, like I say, if you have a $10,000 credit limit,
only use 1,000.
well,
like
you can use however much you want to, right?
But that statement
But
date,
the statement date
off.
has to be, you have to put 9,000 back on that card because you just said 1,000. 10% of 10,000 is 1,000. So that means you need to put 9,000 on your card. That's where it gets tricky at. Because if you take off 9,000 and just say spend it on some Gucci, something that don't bring, well, I'm gonna say a liability, something that don't bring you no money in, that means you got to pull 9,000 from somewhere else. And how many people have that? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and now you just, you know, until that's paid, month that you're gonna be penalized
with the
month
interest and everything.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You're not really looking solid at that point.
Nah, at all. So you have to make sure when you know, getting, you know, leveraging that card that, you know, you're using it for something that's gonna bring in,
get you some more money.
Yeah.
Let's see. I was with you. I was under the impression that it was the 30%.
Yeah.
But now you done put me on the 10% game. I gotta go holler.
Yeah, it's 10%, bro.
He like
30%, bro. I don't know if you ever seen that 30% don't make your score increase or nothing. It kind of stays the same.
For real, because I've been at like a 7-12 for a good little old minute now. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dang.
You like, I'm at 30%.
I'm paying
you gotta drop another 20%.
Watch you try that little trick, you gonna shoot up some more, bro.
Okay, you know I'm trying to get that 760. You understand me?
800, man.
Yeah.
You at 800.
800, that's perfect,
I'm
right?
out of there right now, man. I've been good, but shoot, 2 kids in college. I don't know. I got all kind of stuff going on.
It's
right
all
now,
good, bro. I see people come to me with 400 credit scores, 300 credit scores.
300.
You get to 300? I ain't gonna lie.
Sir.
Dang, that's crazy.
Indeed.
I mean, yeah.
That's crazy work.
Well, and I guess he asked the question. That's one of my success stories, bringing from a 4 to a 7.
So that, you talked about this. You know, we chop it up a lot, but like I kind of want to tap into that too. Like people coming to you with the 300 credit score and then getting mad when it don't happen as fast or it don't get exactly to 800. So like, how do you navigate towards that? Because I know that that's a dilemma too. Like, how do you explain to the people, like, how do you explain them the process? Like, they trying to get from 300 to 800. How do that work?
Well, first off, bro, I have a spirit of discernment. So I ask certain questions off the muscle, like just that'll let me know where you at mentally. You know what I'm saying? And if I don't hear what I like, I kind of respectfully, you know, don't do business with you or whatever.
So you turning people down?
Oh yeah, 100%, bro. All money ain't good money. Like what?
Yeah.
I got to, bro. I ain't greedy, bro, at all. You know what I'm saying? You know.
So you really want people
share a room sometimes.
You want them to really be serious about it.
Yeah, and to have patience, bro. You know, anything worth having, patience is a virtue, you know. So, and honestly and truthfully, I can get them like right before, you know, like I like to under promise and overachieve. Let's put it like that.
Okay.
So, you know, I might tell them, because I don't tell them no timeline. I just, hey, this is a process, you know, and if you can bear with me and, you know, have understanding, then you my type of people. If not, it's okay. You know, you can go somewhere else. No harm, no foul or whatever. So, but I ask them certain questions to let me know what type of timing they on for sure.
Right.
You know, by their answer. You know, they're just like, if I have a conversation with somebody on the phone, you know, the first couple things come out your mouth, I kind of already know, you know, who I'm dealing with or what I'm dealing with. You know what I'm saying?
So what's the next business venture? What you got? What does Pooh Diddy? And we ain't even gonna tap off into it because we running short on time. Because I did definitely want to ask you about that whole Pooh Diddy situation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, with all this Diddy stuff.
Well, hold on. We're gonna real quickly. What made, because I know you've been having that name from back when it was cool.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just to keep it a buck. You came with that name about 10, 15 years ago when it was a popping thing. What make you at this point decide I'm still gonna keep rocking with it? Cause you could run and try to change and all that. Like, why you still just like, hey, I'm gonna keep it moving?
Well, for one, like you just said, I've been had the name way before, you know, whatever's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of them things, if you know, you know, so and man, I'm my own man, you know. Like whatever, you know, someone else has going on, that's them, you know. So I'm not gonna let nothing like that. I know what I stand for, you know, and so
Has it brought you in, like, do you think it has jeopardized your business or your career or your lifestyle?
not at all, man. No. I mean, when things first started transpiring, I did have the thoughts about, you know, like what you call it,
rebranding.
Yeah, there you go. You know what I'm saying? But like, nah, man, you know, this like you said, it's not something that I just came up with within the last year or two. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
This name came about way before I started going on. I started doing credit. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
From people that know, like me, you know, going to the strip clubs and stuff, doing my thing, and just, you know, casinos, just stuff like that.
Oh, so that's kind of how you got that name back then, just that kind of lifestyle.
No, it came from having money, basically.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it wasn't, because think about it, we didn't know nothing about his
that
parties.
back then.
Yeah.
Right.
You know
We
what
just
I'm
knew
saying?
the lifestyle.
Yeah, he kept that, you know,
Yeah.
the route or whatever for
Right.
the longest. It was more so about, you know, the money or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Got you. All right, now
And
what you
see,
doing?
as we know, he got his hands in a lot of businesses. And I mean, that's the perfect name for you, you know what I'm saying, as far as you being a businessman. So that's gonna go back to my original question. What's the next business venture for you, man? What you got planned for
Man,
you?
like I tell my mans all the time, it's really a surprise what I share with you. Just mastering funding, bro. Not just helping people, because like, I'm be honest with you. Like I was just telling him, like I was just telling y'all, as far as becoming a homeowner is awesome. I ain't taking nothing from nobody, right? But that's a liability. It's taking money out of your pocket, right? So just mastering funding, helping people acquire, you know, 100 to 200,000, you know, in credit to leverage it, bro. Because that's what we missing. Like having a lack of capital.
Yeah.
We are, in the Black community, we are some smart people. We just lack the resources to make the moves we need to make, you know, or whatever. A lot of us, you know, just teaching people, man, like OPM. Not only that, we, for the ones who don't try to, who's not lacking the capital, we try to use our own bread to fund, you know, our business ventures. That's a low financial IQ. You get what I'm saying? Why do that when these banks giving away all this money?
Yeah.
If the investment don't go well, you know, it's $100,000 investment on whatever.
Yeah.
If it don't go well, you can't get that money back, or you can get that money back by however long it took you to accumulate that $100,000.
Yeah.
You gotta grind to get that back. But if you use your credit and it don't go well, just, you know, clean your credit up or whatever and get back with it. So
that's what I am. So would you ever consider being a financial advisor?
Yeah. Later on down the line, man, for sure. People ask me about that all the time. Even ask me to teach classes. Even ask me, man, it feels surreal. I've gotten don't get me wrong, man. I've been a popular guy my whole life, even, you know what I'm saying, in school, you know, just humbly speaking. But the notoriety I'm getting, but that's because people know it's genuine. It's like, you know, it ain't about the money with this dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's out he's the people's champ, you know what I'm saying? So, you know,
So how are you able to keep your prices so low? Because I know your competitors are people that's in that field.
Mhm.
They typically charge triple or like way more than what is keeping you so grounded with like everyday prices for an everyday person?
my humility, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you have to think my target audience, at least the people that I'm targeting, the mass is like, who has $1,500?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Who has $2,000? You know, so it's like, it's a lot of people out there, and it ain't no shade to nobody, because I honestly believe that people can charge whatever they want to, especially if you're worth it, you know. But at the same time, you have to think about the people who don't really have it. And that's my target audience. See, the people that's charging whatever they charging might have a different target audience. So there's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
You set your price mark at what you know what I'm saying, the target market that you aiming for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the people who don't really got it like that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
And he helping the underdog. So with that being said, his prices are naturally gonna be lower than the competitors.
Yeah, and it ain't about me trying to undercut nobody, none of that. Like,
that's what I'm finna ask. Do you feel like you undercutting, or you feel like you messing up the market value of the game?
Man, I'm doing what God called me to do. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't.
That's real.
You know, that's it. I'd rather listen to him than anybody else. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not, I'm not that type. You know, I'm not the type of dude to knock what nobody has going on. You know, God called me to do this. It was a huge need, evidently. You know, look at the notoriety I'm getting.
Still is.
You know what I'm saying?
You definitely your daddy's son, my boy. Real talk. For real.
Nah, fact.
Like I say, man, it ain't nothing but a pleasure of mine to be in the presence of greatness like yourself. You know what I'm
appreciate
saying?
it, bro.
Real, bro.
Yeah,
Some people walking with a legend don't even know it, but I'm same with y'all though. You know, I'm sitting here, you know.
Real talk.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to be here, man. For sure.
Yeah, we all changing lives one way or another.
Yeah,
and I know
I think that's what we were all placed here to do. You know what I'm saying? That's why we all in the fields that we are in right now. You know what I'm saying? Because we are not only impacting our personal lives, but for generations, you know what I'm saying? Because what you doing gonna help generations. What you doing gonna help generations. What I'm doing gonna help generations. And what this podcast stands for is to help the next generation, man.
Right.
So is there anything you want to add to the listeners before we close out for the night?
Nah, nothing I can think of right now, man.
You gotta leave us
You got
with something, man.
We'll drop a gem on us, man.
You gotta drop some gem.
This is what we do,
man.
At the end of every episode, we
Yeah.
ask our guests to drop a gem
You
on
gotta
us.
drop a gem, whether it's about credit, whether it's about life, whether it's about your kids. You got some game in you that you can spread out there, man.
I'm trying to think, man.
We'll wait on you,
coming
man.
to me right
It's
now.
gonna come to you, man. You gotta leave something for the people, man.
I mean, well, I know from having this conversation with him, you know what I'm saying? Try your best to pay them people if you borrow their money.
Nah, facts.
For real.
You know, we're gonna drop gems for you. He done said a lot of stuff, man. Yeah, try your business. And I'm gonna say, off talking to him, what I'm gonna say is, man, you know, be a man. Be a man. Everything that he done talked about today, you know, it's been a man. His journey of being a man. From losing his dad to an early age, he had to learn how to be a man when he ain't had no man around. To having 10 kids before he graduated. 11 kids, you know what I'm saying?
Right, man.
You know, having some before he even graduated, you know what I'm saying? To paying off child support. that was being a man. Like I know some men that they gonna find 1,000 reasons why they ain't paying it off. They don't like the government. They don't like the baby. Be a man. You know what I'm saying? To starting his own business and helping people through the business process. Be a man. I get be a man out of this, man.
For real,
You are being a man, brother.
I appreciate
Don't
it.
lay in the bed you
Appreciate
make,
it,
you know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying? And yours sound like it's a posturepedic, man. You know what I'm saying? Living real lavish, baby.
Yeah,
Real
so
talk.
we done wrapped your life up
Yeah.
for you. You know what I'm saying? So
Shoot. Man, give them your Instagram and everything so they can follow you, man. So they can,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, get right on the money side.
Yeah, my Instagram, Pooh Diddy, Pooh Diddy _ whatever. So, definitely come, and I check my DM. So regardless of how much of a celebrity or whatnot people may feel like I am, I'm a humble dude, gonna stay humble, So if you DM me the right way, you definitely gonna get a response back.
yeah,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah,
tap
yeah.
in with him. He really out here doing it, man. Anybody watching this, he ain't Hollywood. He ain't gonna bull crap you. You reach out to him and you really need some help on the financial side as far as getting your credit right or some guidance, man. He really out here, changing lives one person at a time. You follow him on his page, you'll see all the people that's been showing him love, all the people he done helped. Tap in with him if you need that help for sure.
And shoot, you just had another quick conversation with your boy, Mr. Quick.
And I'm King Drew Millions,
And
and
we
we
chopped
just
it up.
chopped it up.